Welcome everybody to more Heroes of the Storm on Khaldor TV, and we have a great game today. Gamers2 is going up against Fnatic. And this is the first competitive match that was played in the European scene after the patch hit in one of the tournaments. It was actually the first round. Pretty incredible to see the two teams going up against each other in round number one. And the builds are crazy. The team compositions, of course, they changed a lot with the new meta. And Fnatic immediately shakes the meta up by just choosing 3 melee heroes. They're running this with Tyrael, they're running it with the Nubarak and also with ETC, so completely different from what we've seen in the last patch. Gamers2 on the other hand here on Skyp Temple go into an Illidan composition even with Abathur support, and this is going to be a great one. Gamers2 is one of the teams that have been heavily relying on Abathur whenever they could, which resulted in most teams actually banning out Abathur against them, but now they get the opportunity to play him here. So guys, we're going to jump into the best of one match on Skyp Temple to try and find out who's going to take it here. Is it going to be Fnatic or is it going to be Gamers2? Welcome everybody to game number 1 here at today's Match Arena tournament. We're having our best of 1 between Fnatic and Gamers2 in the new patch. This is going to be a fun one because those compositions that we're seeing here for the two teams are quite exciting. Brightwing to the left side for Fnatic on Ace of Spades. We're having a Nubarak played by Frets to the left for them. Tyrael by Lowell, Jaina by Kaelthas and ETC by Shinobu. And as you can see here, we have them going straight into a pretty awesome composition where they are running with 3 frontliners, 3 tanks so to say. We're going to talk about that in a second. Gamers2, the Polish team to the right side of the map with Illidan played by Yova, Vala played by Nika, Rega from Korea, Abathur on AD and Chen played by Shihu. So, let's check that out. As you can see also, we have a bit of an adjustment regarding the overlay here, and that was more of a ninja emergency overlay update that Ali SC2 created when he heard about the new patch, and unfortunately the patch made the old overlays that existed unusable. So a big shout out to Ali SC2 for taking care of that. If you want to follow him on Twitter, then definitely do that, and if you don't, then at least give him a shout out because he made sure that we at least for today have a good overlay that we can work with. Right now, as you can see, we're having in the mid lane 3 heroes, but we wanted to talk a bit about the hero composition. That's exactly what we're going to do here right now. We have a triple tank setup on the side of Fnatic. And a lot of people that haven't really read through the patch notes just yet are going to look at this and are going to be like, oh my god, are they crazy? What are they doing? And the reason is actually, like, what's going on here is actually quite simple. ETC got changed in a way that right now he can actually heal quite a lot with the level 13 talent that he gets into play. And we also have changes to a Nubarak, which make him play a little bit easier. We have on level 1 for ETC rolling like a stone, which increases the range of the power slide, as you can see. It's not really that healing talent. If you want to go for full heal on ETC, you have to shift that up a bit, and there is a pretty neat talent where every single health regeneration globe that you pick up give you an increased regeneration on your E, which is pretty damn awesome. But for now, there's a lot of stuff to talk about, so let's just have a look at that. Bottom lane is where Illidan and ETC are going up against each other. We're having in the mid lane the tri-lane with Jaina, with Brightwing, and also with the Nubarak, who got changed as well, which is why we're seeing Assault Scarab taken on level 1. So more of a focus on the Beetle build in general on a Nubarak right now, and just the whole way that the hero feels got improved by Blizzard quite a lot, which was pretty damn cool, since there were like small delays between the Burrowing Strike and also Impale that don't exist any longer. Now that level 4 comes into play, you really see how that build starts to change. Like, Legion of Beetles is a talent that we oftentimes saw on other Nubarak players as well, but combining that with the Assault Scarab on level 1 is definitely a bit of a novum here. Abathur didn't really change too much in the sense that he's usually being used in combination with Illidan, in competitive play that is. His, of course, oh, Ace is in trouble here. Ace of Spades getting jumped, but he gets away, or at least he was about to get away, but Nika dashed in. Problem for him is though that he is being eliminated here, was diving just a bit too far. Lowell gets away now too on his Tyrael, which went for the standard build, going for the Regeneration Master on level 1 and then an Amplified Healing on level 4. Oh, nice Blizzard here. Chen going down and Juve just barely escaping on his gay Scuba Diver Illidan. So what I was just about to say is that in the case of Abathur, we had of course a change to the level 13 talent, like the Bombard Locusts, the Range Locust. They don't have the same range anymore that they had before, which means they can't outrage a keep anymore. So you can't go for that backdoor build any longer. That was very popular in the last patch. But Abathur as a support hero for Illidan is still extremely strong, and that build didn't get touched at all. So very important to know that as well, since he's still very strong in that regard. We're having now also the healing ward or the healing totem taken on Rhaegar and Farsight, and especially like the healing totem got changed a bit. The cooldown is now a lot longer. You have a 60-second cooldown. Before that it was even better than the normal healing ward just because the cooldown was so damn low. At the same time, we're having now up to the top lane still Leo's soaking experience, and of course with an early game like this, aggressive from you have 2 kills against 1 so far, 7 against 6 levels here, but pretty close together here between them. We're having now for the level 7 talent, once again the Beetle's Chosen, Leeching Scarabs on an Uburak are now what they are going for in this case. We're having, regarding ETC, a completely different build than what was used before, and we're going to go over that in just a second. The double neck guitar is being used here, with increased power slides width by 100%, and you slide faster. It's actually interesting if you combine that with a level 1 talent. Those are like 2 talents that individually viewed, they are not really all that great, but if you combine them you can really like do a whole lot. ETC is being played as more of a utility hero combined to what we saw in the last patch where it was just this tanky beast that you could never take down. Now on level 7 we're having in this case Guitar Hero taken, so you also heal with your basic attacks when it's active, which is kinda important there. The build that we're seeing on the side of Jaina though is nearly exactly the same as you would usually see, with like Deep Chill and Frostbitten taken here. And once again, Fnatic is starting to move in, but Gamers2, they are an entire level behind. So far, the Illidan comp does not work out. That triple warrior setup that we're seeing for Fnatic is definitely doing some work. The builds on their side are pretty much what you saw in the last patch as well. Vala, for example, and Illidan didn't get touched at all. The changes to Rhaegar did not really affect his build either. And what we're seeing is especially Abathur waiting on his level 7 talent, where he could pick Mule. And that's of course what the team has to debate right now. Is Mule really worth it for them or not? At the same time, we're having also Shihu starting to defend the fort here at the bot lane. Frets is there, Kaesel in the background, and in comes Lowell on his white tiger like Siegfried and Roy. In jumps, then goes for the judgment and bursts Illidan away. No chance for him. The Locust Swarm taken on Frets, and he's trying to stun out Shihu, and he gets that stun in. The talents still, we are having the stage dive taken on the side of ETC in the water elemental for Jaina. Those of course have not changed whatsoever. ETC got an update on level 20 where he has now that ghost mosh pit, which is actually pretty cool. If you get focused down, you immediately unleash a ghost spirit of ETC that casts a mosh pit. Can be pretty nice, but it really only impacts the game in my opinion if the opponent takes you down first, and once they see what you chose as the level 20 talent, they will just simply ignore you and like focus on the rest of their team first, and then when you die later on it doesn't really have a big impact at all. Here come the level 10s now for Gamers2 as well. The Polish team is still behind. Keep in mind this is the best of 1 match that we're seeing between the 2 teams. We are still in the first round of the tournament. They got matched up against each other here. We're probably not too happy about that. We're having now the ultimate evolution taken. We're seeing also in this case now Metamorphosis. We're having Reign of Vengeance together with the Wandering Keg and Ancestral Healing here. In the composition that they have here, theoretically they could have gone for a Bloodlust build, but it's really a bit out of fashion to go Bloodlust if you don't run a double healer. Usually you would not do that since you are very dependent on the ancestral healing numbers. It's an exchange in forts now in the game itself. Up to the top lane, we're having Fnatic going straight for 1, as down to the bot lane, Shihu and the rest of the team are trying to at least get that trade. The problem, of course, is that we're having still Shinobu in the mid lane, soaking even more experience. Abathur is doing the best he can to keep up with ETC here, but the cow is doing a pretty good job. And up to the top lane right now, we're having nearly level 13 now on the board, thanks to that fort that they just took down, and that will give them an additional talent. And then I'm really curious to see what Shinobu is going to take. Is he going to go for the heal talent, or they're just running completely with a different setup here? We're having Shinobu trying to dash in, but yeah, he's not fast enough. to really catch up with Nika in this case, but they still can without any problems take this camp. And now that they're closing in on level 13, they could even think about boss. But there's already one mine, so at least Gamers2 knows what's going on. Shihu is taking the shrine up at the top lane, down to the bottom of the lane. We're having Shinobu jumping straight for the bottom shrine, and still a tri-lane in the middle. So far, the triple warrior setup that they have here definitely doing work, and there's the talent Groupies. It heals nearby allies for 24 health every second while it's active. As I said before, you have a level 1 talent where you can still increase that, and if you do that, then you get insane healing numbers out. As is, this will definitely help and add up over time, and of course one of the nice things is that it increases over time as well as you just like jump up in levels. Regarding the builds now, we're having something that is especially popular in the Asian, in the Korean and Chinese scene on Brightwing with a face shield taken. Normally you would see different talents in the European scene, but this is getting a bit more popular. Nice move against Nika here. Nika going down, and with a judgment, Illidan is now in trouble as well. Tries to use the metamorphosis to jump away, but he's in trouble as suddenly Lowell, Frets and also Kaelthas are moving in to get that kill, and they should be able to make that happen. ADRD on Abathur is jumping in to help Illidan out, but it is a bit too late already. Shihu might not make it either. He jumps out with a flying kick in the last second, trying to escape here, and he actually will. But that was a pretty close call there regardless. Symbiotic armor taken on a Nubarak, who's now going for a very, very tanky build. We can also take a quick look at the numbers. Well, we can't really do that, as you can see. Like, the numbers are still a bit screwed here. So, yeah. There's still a few graphical things that are not really 100% correct with the overlay, as you can see, especially here to the right side, for example, where you can still mute the chat. The reason is very simple. The overlay was a custom user interface, and therefore we have to wait until adjustments have been made. The patch kind of ruined everything, changed a lot of things, and this tournament just hits not even a day, half a day after the patch went live on Europe. Therefore, the adjustments are not all through. Thanks again to Ali for going for this emergency user interface that we can at least use for now. But a few of the things that you've been used to in the past will have to wait for another couple of days. So guys, don't worry about that. All of that will be back once that Ali had the time to really in-depth have a look at the current patch and change his overlay again. But for now, we're not going to do with the numbers. We're going to focus on the talents for now. And with talents, we have, of course, additional ones for Gamers2. Soma Transference after Needle Spine, Adrenal Overload, and Pressurized Glance. You can see that the Abathur build is still very much the same that it was before. If you're running with an Illidan, then this is one of the main things that you want to go for. We're having Relentless taken on Chen with the Sixth Sense upgrade on Illidan for level 13. And I mean, he needs it. At this point, he's in a lot of trouble and he gets focused in every single fight. At the same time, we're having now also Critterize taken. There's Blood for Blood. We have the Numbing Blast in this case on level 16 and Imposing Presence on ETC, which is one of the first talents actually that is available to him where he starts to become a bit more tanky. He has a Spell Shield on level 13 now too that he could use, but of course if you have the if you can go for a heal, then this is one of the things that you would probably prefer. Double Blood for Blood with the Nubarak and Tyrael, the double frontliner. It's a setup that especially Team Arthas has been playing for quite some time. Even though for them the idea behind it was a bit different. They were usually just trying to get an additional Blood for Blood in the game and also have that double initiator, which we still see now for Fnatic. But yeah, still, 16 versus 15, so things are looking very, very good for Fnatic so far. They have 6 kills against 1, and they are starting to pressure the mid lane hard, and especially the keep over here, of course. We're seeing now in the same, in the mid lane, we have Lowell, Frets, and Kaelthas claiming that shrine down to the bot lane. Shinobu trying to get this one. He can always jump out with a stage dive, and without the 16 talent, there's very, very little that Gamers2 can do right now. They are so far not having a great time in this game. They haven't really gotten a lot of momentum. Maybe Illidan can change that in one of the next fights. If they can get a win after level 16 when they're fighting even talent with their opponents, that would be exactly what they are waiting for. But of course it's pretty tricky for them to really break through the triple tank lineup. Jaina does a lot of damage, but it's more about the rest of the DPS that comes from the new Beetles, that comes from ETC, who can do a bit more now as well. And all of that really just pressures the entire setup that we're seeing for Gamers2 here. Once again, Fnatic fighting for that shrine. ETC is taking the shots at the bot shrine, can jump in and will do so in just a few seconds. He's getting ready and will jump in. There it is. Starts to jump in and gets a really good hit off. Rhaegar is already dead, and now Illidan is going to be the next victim. Wow, he gets gets healed here just somehow. Illidan actually still alive. Unbelievable. I saw him that already, but Jaina is the next one to die. Silence on Illidan is finishing the job though, and here goes the main melee assassin of the team, of the Polish team here. They have a triple blood for blood here and are really trying everything that they can. Of course, the Envenomed Spines also helping Illidan out a bit with a level 13 talent together, just slowing everybody down, leeching some hit points, and at this point in time we're having Fnatic just controlling everything. They already destroyed the keep at the bot lane thanks to the temples. They're having another keep up in the middle that they can attack immediately, and that's what they're going to do right now. Very well done. And yeah, at the same time, Shinobu, Lowell and Fred still controlling the mid lane here. We're having also now Brightwing in a position where he can jump in, but Ace was soaking the bot lane. Not only soaking it, but of course pushing it in as well. As long as you push lanes in like this, your opponent will always have to react to what you do, and that is of course quite important. We're having at the same time Shihu, Leo and Nika in the bottom lane, just like trying to get their shit together, because at this point they really need a kill. They have 2 kills so far against 8. There's already another. Basically, they can just like, the only thing that they can do is like set a couple of mines so that they know when exactly Fnatic is approaching, but very little more than that. We're having Yova, Shihu, Leo, and Nika just like roaming as 4 with Abathar trying to help out wherever he can. He can of course also go for a bit of additional experience, soak on the lanes, and that's exactly what they're trying to run with. But yeah, for now we're having Shihu and the rest of the team going from camp to camp. Problematic for them is just that Fnatic is closing in on level 20, and that is going to be an important talent for them, and like a very important one at that. Still the soaking of experience by Ace up at the top lane. They have a very, very mobile squad if you think about it. Like only the phase shift that we're seeing on Ace of Spades Brightwing, but also then jump in by ETC. Once again they're on the hunt. It's level 16 talents for both of the teams, but the stat advantage thanks to the higher level for Fnatic. Shinobu has to be careful here though, but he's still alive and he's actually doing quite well. Once again they're jumping in, this time against Vala. Good stun, taking her out. Yova is there. Yova is trying to get away, but nope, he dies too. Rhaegar, Vala and Illidan already out cold, and now the 20 talents are on the board for Fnatic and they are trying to end this game. We're already seeing a Storm Shield on Brightwing, the second one on ETC with a blink on Jaina, and now they can just simply move in. We could even see, oh, they don't even go for the Hardened Shield, just saying, alright, all we need is Nexus Blades and Rewind, and they go straight for the core here, trying to end this game. Gamers2 apparently defeated here in the first match of the day. Fnatic advancing to the next round, to the second round of the Match Arena tournament, trying to get that damage in. Very well played here by Fnatic, good job, and so far the new patch definitely agreeing with them, so congratulations to their first victory today, and we're going to move on into game number 2, or into the second game of the tournament here, the Match Arena number 2.
Fnatic, they win Skyp Temple. Really great game here by them, and that tankiness that we saw at the front line, all those initiators with Judgment, with the Burrow Strike, the Impale on the Nubarak, that lockdown that we just had, absolutely incredible for Fnatic, and they use it to their advantage. They're able to lock down the Illidan composition throughout the entire time. Great play by Fnatic. Gamers2 putting up a really good fight here, but then at the end of the game it is Fnatic taking the victory, and they really checkmated their opponent there. There was just nothing to do for Gamers2 at the end of the match. Fnatic playing a very solid one here, so congratulations to them. Very nice to see the meta being changed since the new patch changed so many things, especially of course with the tanks. I hope that you guys enjoyed the match here as well. It was a pleasure casting it for you. I hope that you enjoyed it, and if you did, make sure that you give the video a thumbs up on YouTube, drop a comment in the comment section, and if you haven't subscribed to Khaldor TV yet, you should hit that subscribe button too. Guys, thank you again for watching, and I'm going to see you with the next Heroes of the Storm video here on the channel. Have a great day and a great week. Bye bye.